Welcome to Subramani. Today I'm going to do a little bit of advising, looking forward and looking backward of what I did with my life and what you can learn from that. So, what are the commandments which will keep your retirement quite happy? So first is have a sense of gratitude. You've reached the age of 58 or 55 or 60, whatever it is, which is a good age to reach in this country, where in many urban centers like say Mumbai, the average age at which people die is 52, way below the national average. I'm not getting into why, what, when, how. National average is more like 72, but Mumbai has got a low rate. So if you've reached there, first of all, have a sense of gratitude to God that you've reached that stage. Second, declutter many things which you will not need. Cufflinks, I think cufflinks as a product is dead. Most of us would have it lying somewhere. Just get rid of it. Get rid of things which you don't need. 20 ties, I don't think I need even one, but I have some 20 ties. So getting rid of ties. Maybe some suits. I now have no suit. I got rid of all my suits. I maybe have one left. I'm not very sure. I don't have any suit for sure. I think, right. So some of those things I'm never going to need again. I'm not going to wear my suit and go looking for business, right? So that's not going to happen. So my suit is gone. So declutter, give away things that you do not need. 100 t-shirts. Running t-shirts which I bought, which is part of the association and which I get every time I enroll for a run. Get rid of things. Get rid of things. Don't try to sell them. Just get rid of it. Give it away. Luckily, we are in a country where we have enough people in the society in which we live to whom you can give away things. You can give away your old laptop bag to your maid servants' children. They're going to use it maybe at home or take it to school, right? So I mean, you may still buy yourself a new laptop bag. In fact, I'm planning to buy one, but get rid of things that you do not need. Books which you won't read again, give it away. Maybe put your signature, want to leave your name for posterity, but give it away to somebody who can't afford to buy it. Just give away things. So decluttering, learn to live in a 1 BHK down from your 5 BHK in which you're living, where you're a dog's room, parents' room, guest's room, right? Get rid of all that. You may not get rid of it, but at least learn to live on less and less, because your requirements are going down, and like my friend says, now I have to look for my specs only in one room. Now, earlier I had to look for it in 5 rooms, right? So decluttering really helps. So declutter. When you're giving, give with a generous heart. Whether it is tipping the restaurant waiter or the taxi driver or the auto driver or anybody, right? If you're tipping, tip nicely, bring a smile on their face, right? So some of those things you can do, and God has given us in more than what we need. So it is just God has chosen a route called you, and to give away to people. Like they say, hum to nimit hain, right? Through us, if somebody can benefit, nothing better than that. Pursue your passions, whatever it is, right? If it is running, if it is playing table tennis, if it is photography, it is travel, it is seeing wildlife, whatever it is, pursue your passions. Don't postpone, because certain things you cannot do after a particular age. So you should have been 30 if you wanted to climb the Everest, climb right up to the summit. When you're 60, maybe you can go to the Everest base camp, but climbing the Everest now seems to be very difficult, if not impossible, right? So some of these things which you can do when you're 60, you may not be able to do when you're 65. Something which you can do at 65, you may not be able to do at 70. So prioritize based on your health, right? So certain things, if you can go trekking at 60, go, because at 70 you may not be allowed to go. Sometimes you may not be able to go. So pursue your passions, make a list of your passions, and see which you can do at a later age, see which you can't do at a later age. Let it not be divided on the basis of money or anything. Now it's priority. You've got 5 years to go for treks, hikes, etc. After 65, maybe your family will not allow, you may not want to go, your body may not allow, you may not be able to take that a cold, right? So many of these things are possible. So pursue your passions, and pursue those passions which require health on your side, right? So that brings us to the next one. Look after your health. Spend an inordinately long time on your health. Buy a Fitbit or a Garmin or any watch, any Samsung watch, some smartwatch which will measure the number of steps, and for heaven's sake have a reasonably good target. 10,000 is a target fixed by somebody. You can make it 12,500 for yourself or 13,000 for yourself, and see that every day you exceed that, right? So then you realize that okay, you're putting in some effort. Maybe join a gym, join a swimming pool, play a game, go running, but look after your health, because nobody is going to be there for us to look after our health, look after us in our old age. Our children are going to be busy, so don't expect them to do it. It is not fair also to expect them to do it if you don't look after your health. So get into good habits, whether it is alcohol, tobacco, cut it down dramatically if you can, if it is. So cut down on all those things which the doctor tells you, like it could even be cutting down on maida, sugar, salt, bread, rice, alcohol, tobacco, whatever, all that which the doctor says you should cut down, maybe you should cut down. And maintain the balance, like Buddha says, be in the middle. Don't overeat, don't over exercise, don't oversleep, don't over brood, right? Put a line to everything and say, okay, I will do it in moderation. I will take 1 spoon of ghee a day, but I will not eat a cheese loaded pizza, right? So some of those things, be in the middle. Don't overdo on either side. Don't say I want to learn to be frugal, so I will travel by bus, which is a crowded bus. You fall off the bus and break your head. It could be fatal, or it could lead to a 3 lakh rupee hospital bill. So be sensible and be careful. I'm not saying don't go by public transport. In fact, for me, going by public transport keeps me alert. Am I holding my phone? Am I looking after my purse? Am I looking after my specs, my hanky, if I carry a pen, right? So all those things, you're alert where you have to get in, where you have to get off, how to go, how to use Ola, Uber, what have you, right? So going by public transport has its fun, has its challenges. I quite enjoy it. I do travel by public transport, but don't be obsessed by public transport and say I will never take an Ola or Uber. Do everything, right? So be in the middle. Don't have very hard and fast rules saying this is what I will do, this is what I won't do. Don't have that. Be flexible. That's very important. Your family also expects you to be flexible. That also reminds me, when I said pursue your passions, make sure that you create your own friend circle, relative circle. Not all relatives become friends. Not all schoolmates become friends. Not all college mates, not all colleagues become friends. And some friendships can happen very, very quickly. I have relationship with people with whom I've gone on a 2-day trek, and then that relationship has lasted 4 years, 5 years, maybe permanently, right? So you don't know where you can make friends, with what intensity. So make sure that you have friends across age groups. So now I am busy attending weddings of friends' children, and attending weddings of friends who have become friends during a run or during a cycling thing. Cycling I haven't done for a long time, but yes, these are kids, right? The complete kids. And now I'm mixing with even younger kids, because I go to an academy which is a sports academy which is creating budding cricketers, right? So I see the kind of effort that goes into becoming a cricketer. So you learn, you keep learning. You don't give up learning just because you're not pursuing something commercially. Another very important thing that I am doing is no commitments. I'm not making any commitment. I don't want to write 1 column a week or 1 column a day, or saying I will do 22 trainings for you, or I'll make videos for you, I will edit it for you. I don't want to make any commitments, because commitment to me brings stress. It's not about money, it brings stress. It's Monday morning I have to deliver, Tuesday evening I have to make a bill. I don't want that kind of commitment. Am I looking for work? No, I'm not looking for work. Do I do work? Yes. Work comes along, somebody comes and says, oh, will you do this training? I'll happily do. Somebody says, will you do this writing? I'll happily do. Will I shoot a video? I will do. But I don't want obligation. I want it. You give me a work, I deliver it, and it's done. If you ask me to commit to 15 months and 12 months and do this, do that, I find it very difficult to do that. I don't want to do it. Though I do commit to training and speaking assignments for a slightly longer period, I don't want to commit to any other work on a long term basis. So make no obligations, right? If you, it's impossible for me to be on the board of some company and say, oh, just be on the board. It's not so simple. Whether it is being on the board of a company, or whether it is being advisor, or whether it is doing mentoring, I find it very exhausting. I don't want to commit myself to that, because this allows me the freedom to travel, right? That's my passion, and I'm doing that. I love talking about money. I love making these videos. When I started making these videos, I did not even know that there is something called ad support by YouTube, which allows me to make money, right? How much have I earned in 2 years? Maybe about $12,000. It's not a small amount of money, but it's not something for which I need to put in so much effort. It is much easier for me to earn that kind of money by doing perhaps 2 lectures, and here I've done so much of work, right? Not by 2 lectures, maybe 15 lectures, but here this has happened, right? So take care of your body, take care of your mental health, physical health, talk to friends, create big friend circle, take a lot of interest in lot of things, right? So cycling, running, swimming, dancing, cooking, anything that you want, singing bhajans, any of those things are whatever you enjoy doing. I know now many men who cook much better than their wives, and it's not to compare yourself to your wife. Maybe your wife does not like cooking and you love cooking. That's perfectly all right. So don't get into this gender biases saying, oh, men should not do the cooking and women should not look after finances. Sit with your family, teach them finances, say how it works, why it works, sit with your family, enjoy what you're doing, travel with them, let them know what you have invested, why you have invested, what you have done, talk about your career, talk about your mistakes, right? Talk about all those things. Ultimately, they are going to remember all those things, not just the money that you gave. Of course, the money that you gave was good for your family, you were earning, your wife was earning, your children benefited by all that. Let them sit and understand what sacrifices you made, how you could be different if you were to live life again, right? Talk to them, communicate, cherish your family. Recently my new niece flew down and I had to travel. I did a morning evening flight just to look at her kid, right? You don't know when she'll come back. She lives in a different country. I do not know when she'll come, when I'll meet. So when you get a chance, take it. Don't postpone. If you buy new cutlery, use it. If you buy a new t-shirt, use it. If you buy anything new, use it. Don't keep it and say, oh, we will use it in a better occasion. You are the VIP. Today is the better occasion. Use the assets that you have. If you're not going to use, just give it away. Don't clutter in your head, clutter in your house, clutter in your office, clutter in your portfolio. Just keep clearing the clutter and life will get better. Thanks. One thing I forgot is when you're spending time with your family, please do your documentation properly. Make sure that your name is correct, make sure that the nominee is correct, make sure that if you have a demat account, let's say you have a demat account worth 1 crore of rupees and you have 2 children and you're going to give them 50 lakhs each. How should you do it? I think it's very simple. You open one account with your name as the first name, with your wife's name as the second name, and child number 1 as the third name or as a nominee, ideally as a nominee. And account number 2, where you are the first holder, your wife is the second holder, and your second kid is the nominee. Because what happens is after your death, let's take a case where after your death you left 1 crore to one kid and said distribute it to her. What happens is when you shift from your daughter's account, everything comes to your daughter. When she shifts from her account to her sister's account or her brother's account, we have to be worried about tax implication. We don't know. I mean, you have to explain, because today everything is happening faceless. I don't know whether it will be easy to explain on paper what happened, right? So our taxation systems are pretty stupid, because everything gets reported. So it will get reported that you had shares worth 1 crore, you sold shares worth 50 lakhs. Because the ITO will not know what you have done. So giving long-winded explanations, believing it, not believing it, how will I know the original cost of it, and all is going to be very painful. So if you can leave it in the way exactly as you want it to be after your death, keep it in that form, so that on your death, the family gets the money with lesser hassles. Thank you.